Okay, in this video we're checking out the T-Motor Falcon 15. This is their 2-inch micro, sort of like their entry-level micro. And T-Motor is starting to come out with more of these. There's a whole series that kind of looks like the Diatone series, and that I'll probably be getting a couple of those eventually. But this is sort of their entry level here. Some basic X-style frame. It does have these prop guards on here, but I'm not really sure how effective these will be. There, as you can see, these will bend pretty easily, and you're probably going to break the props anyway. If you hit something pretty hard, you can see how much it actually bends. You can see it goes as far as well, beyond the point of the edge of the prop. This material does kind of feel like that same material that the Diatone GTR 239 is made out of, so it might be fairly durable. And you do get a couple extra one of these in the box as spares, along with a spare set of props. They are using the Gemfan 2040 tri-blade props, and they're using the same plastic material for this pod. They're using a tiny whip camera here. It's like an all-in-one camera video transmitter. So the video transmitter board is right behind the camera there, and they're using a bunch of wires that plug into the flight controller. And this one does have smart audio. You can see here that the antenna goes down like that. Now this model only comes as a plug-and-play, so you'll have to add your own receiver. It does come with a little receiver plug like this that's included in the box. So yeah, in my case, I just soldered on a little Fly Sky receiver here with an antenna sticking out the back like this. You could use a longer antenna, of course. The antenna placement and all that is going to be kind of challenging. Obviously, you can see right there's a receiver that you can kind of see through this translucent pod. Now let's see the rest of the electronics here. We have a 4-in-1 AC. It's just a D-Shot 600 AC, nothing too special. 15 amps, 4-in-1 AC, and then of course you got your flight controller there. And now for the frame, the bottom plate does appear to be only about 1.5 millimeters, so for 2 inches fine. It's not going to be going too fast, so it should be able to handle most hits. So obviously if you crash this from 100 feet up into concrete, it's probably not going to survive, but I don't think most beginners will be flying that high anyway. Most minor crashes into grass and maybe glancing off trees, that kind of thing, should be fine even with these prop guards. And I think that's what these prop guards are for, mainly just so you can bounce off of stuff. Although if you hit something hard enough, you're going to probably break the props anyway. So I think that's why these prop guards are on there. But yeah, I would probably at some point recommend just removing them. I don't think they would serve that much purpose after you've gotten a little bit better at flying. Okay, so this weight of this comes in around 80, looks like around 81.2 grams. So a bit on the heavy side for a 2-incher. And then the weight of the battery I used was 53.2, and then altogether it's coming at 134.3. So yeah, well under the 250 gram limit for a lot of places. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is the little manual that it comes with. Pretty basic, and does show you the specs and what comes on here, and also shows you the connections of the flight controller. I don't know the brand of the flight controller, but yeah, it's an Omnibus F3 target, and I'll show you the bands and channels for the video transmitter. Now I already know that a lot of you guys are going to be wanting this to be compared to the Diatone R239 that I reviewed a while back, and this one does feel a little bit lighter than the R239, but the components are way different. You have an F4 over here, an F3 on the T-Motor, and you have 1105 5500 kV motors on the Diatone versus 1106 6000 kV motors on the T-Motor. The FPV system is better on the Diatone for sure. It's got the RunCam Swift camera plus the RunCam separate video transmitter. So this camera system is definitely better and does go 200 milliwatts. This one is 25 milliwatts, I believe. That's what that's limited to. And I believe that the prop guard ducts here are stronger on the Diatone. I think the system here is definitely more flimsy. I wouldn't be flying this at full speed into anything and expecting these prop guards to survive. So that another con, I guess, for the T-Motor is the price. So You have a little bit better motors here, I think, but a weaker FPV system and F3 and not F4, so a cheaper flight controller, and also 15 amp ESCs over here versus 20 amp ESCs over here. So in terms of component breakdown, I think that the T-Motor is a little bit lacking, and the price is higher. So it's $140 for the T-Motor, I believe. And, check the links down below. It's on the current prices somewhere in there. It's $110 for the Diatone. Now there's been some issues with the tune on here with yaw washouts in this guy. I didn't really do any freestyle with the T-Motor, so I couldn't really tell you if it's going to have yaw washouts or not, because I did try to do a couple flips and the rates were really slow out of the box. I don't think this is meant for freestyling. So if you look at it strictly on just flying it, race style, without doing any acro freestyle, the out of the box is definitely better on the tune. Out of the box is definitely better on the T-Motor. It was not so good on the Diatone. I had to fix it myself, and I think I mentioned that in the video when I did the review for this. So not sure if they ultimately put out a better tune for the Diatone or not. But if you're not into tuning, you're going to find that the Diatone is not going to fly as good as the T-Motor. So if you mostly are just looking for something to buy, don't want to tune, just want to fly, and you're not so concerned about the camera so much or the prop guards, then the out-of-the-box experience is definitely better on the T-Motor. But yeah, you're paying more money for this one for lower quality components, versus the Diatone is cheaper for a little bit higher quality components. So it is a bit of a con on the T-Motor side, but I was impressed with the out-of-the-box tune on the T-Motor. So that's pretty much it in terms of the comparison. Yeah, I just thought that this one flew a lot better out of the box versus the Diatone. But in terms of durability, I think the Diatone is just definitely going to hold up to a beating a little bit better than this T-Motor here, the way the prop guards are. So if you're definitely going to be around some concrete or somewhere where you're definitely going to be worried about hitting stuff and possibly breaking your drone, then you probably would want to stick with the Diatone, as a beginner sort of basher drone. So I think that's my breakdown between these two models. Yeah, so that's going to do it for my discussion of the T-Motor Falcon 15. I'm going to show you some flight footage, and yeah, you'll see how nicely it flies, and the tune is really nice. You can hear the prop sounds. I have the audio from the sound of the motors and props, and you hear that it just really sounds good out of the box. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.